Hello my friends and welcome to The Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua and I help others make small changes in their life so they can create a life of awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Friday and let me tell you, it has been a long week. I have not been posting videos all week because by the time I get home, I am just exhausted. And I've been writing scripts and I've been working on other things. I'm looking for a car. So my mind has definitely been elsewhere, but I thank you so much for joining me today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified each time I create a video. So yes, it has been an exhausting week and these 12-hour days are really starting to pack on and really starting to take a toll. I was talking to the boss today about, they've been trying to bring on more help so that we can cut back on hours a little bit, and they're just not having any luck with that because no one wants to work 60 hours a week, working with steel. I mean, it's just so exhausting after a while. But hopefully, we'll be able to cut back on hours at some point in the future. So a lot of other things going on. I sold the moped. So that, I had a little tear running down my face as I sold it, my beautiful little Chariot. But it was, I got some extra money to put in my pocket to put towards a car. I'm going to get my driver's license tomorrow. I actually have to go all the way down to Georgia in order to get it. It's the strangest thing I've ever heard and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. They won't just mail me. I mean, my license is valid. They won't mail me my license because they're like, oh, you have to come in and take a new picture. Well, I haven't really changed that much in a year. And the original license was valid for like 10 years. So I don't understand that logic. So we're gonna take a family road trip down to Athens, Georgia, pick up my license. I'm actually looking for cars in that area so that I can get my license, get a car, and be on wheels by the end of tomorrow. God willing, that all goes according to plan, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I am making progress. That's the important thing. And so I was thinking a little bit about, how I sold the moped, and it got me to thinking about, there's this huge craze right now about decluttering your life. There's, television shows, there's blogs, there's all this other stuff about, decluttering your life. And I've noticed when I've done major life shifts, when I've done a big move or, just started a new chapter in my life, I have found such satisfaction in decluttering my life, getting rid of all the trash that no longer serves me. It's such a liberating feeling. You walk into a house and you have all this stuff. And you're like, what do I need it for? What is it? What is the purpose of this anymore? And of course, you need the basics like sofas and a big old TV and things like that, which I have none. But it was every time I've made, a life shift, it's been kind of liberating to actually just get rid of all that stuff and, start anew. And, getting rid of that moped, it no longer served me. The weather is turning really cold, so I can't drive it in the winter. Even though I only work like 5 miles away, I would literally freeze my buns off. And, it's costing money every month for, insurance, even though it's only like $12 or something like that. It's nothing. But it no longer served me. And I was able to get rid of it so that I could make a quicker step forward into getting something that actually would serve me. And so, we get rid of, little things here and there. Like I said, each time I've made a huge move, I've gotten rid of everything. I've gotten rid of furniture and electronics and things like that. And sometimes it can be really difficult. I remember, when I was in film school, I got this really expensive camera. It was a Panasonic HVX 200. And at the time, it was like a $5,000 camera. Well, I got a floor model and got it for half a price and things like that. And quite frankly, I didn't even pay for it. But I cherished that camera because it kind of brought a nostalgia aspect to it. I remembered using it to do filming, and there was such camaraderie around it. My friends would all go out, and we'd have the director, and we'd have the producer, and we'd have all these other people surrounding this camera, creating this piece of visual artwork, this creative aspect that we'd all worked really hard. And I carried it from Hawaii to Missouri to Florida to Georgia, and then I had to get rid of it. It no longer served me. I wasn't using it anymore. I'd gone to a DSLR, which is a smaller camera, and because it was more versatile, I could take it anywhere. Lugging around that big camera was cumbersome, and the quality, quite frankly, wasn't as good as the DSLR. When I got the Panasonic, it was top of the line quality for prosumer, camera equipment. And then, like technology does, it gets outdated. But it was so hard letting that piece of my life go. But once I did, it was kind of liberating. It was something I didn't have to drag along with me everywhere I moved to or everywhere I decided to go. If I wanted to film, I didn't have to set up, these big old lights and everything, just to satisfy the needs of the camera. So while it can be difficult, actually decluttering your life and getting rid of the things that don't serve you can help propel you to move forward, not only mentally, but, physically. We get rid of a lot of possessions, or we can get rid of a lot of possessions. I've never experienced it before, but I've known people who are hoarders. They keep everything, and it just keeps piling up and piling up. And think about the stress behind that. You walk into your house and you've got mounds and mounds and mounds of stuff that doesn't serve you. That's got to be really stressful. And so with the holidays coming up, the holidays are already stressful enough. Thanksgiving's 2 weeks away, and then Christmas follows right behind that. And then with a skip and a jump, you got New Year's. And so you're kind of going all over the place anyway. You're kind of going crazy. Why not try decluttering some things out of your life? Make that change before the new year. Start one little piece at a time. Go through your closet, through your clothes. I do this all the time. And not that I have many clothes anyway, because I've pretty much decluttered most of my outfits. Ask yourself, does this bring joy? Does this spark joy? Or am I just hanging on to it because, I got it for a good price? Or, I went to a concert in this t-shirt, or, these jeans. I went on my first date with my ex, da-da-da-da-da. Is it really serving you? If not, it might be time to get rid of, that possession. And getting rid of it is almost like tearing off the Band-Aid of, an old wound or something like that. It definitely can be. Other things that we can get rid of, if they're not serving us, are jobs. We all have to earn an income somehow, but if you're not working in a place that brings you joy, we spend most of our life working. So wouldn't it be so much more liberating to make the choice to actively seek something that we enjoy? I was serving tables while I was building up my business, and it extended past that because I'd kind of fallen into that trap. But it got to the point where it didn't matter what serving job I was at, I hated it because it was no longer serving me. I'd outgrown that part of my life. It wasn't bringing in the money. The people I really didn't care about. I mean, not to sound mean, but I didn't go in with the mentality of, ooh, I'm going to make friends. No, I went in so that I could get some cash, and that was it. And when I finally realized that that job was no longer serving me, that industry was no longer serving me, and I made the active decision to actually branch out and try something new, and was able to flush that job right down the toilet, my life really started to open up. While I'm not in an industry that I could foresee myself in forever, I am excited about the opportunity of learning new things, of meeting, the guys at work and, kind of bonding a little bit and learning from them, because they all have way more experience than I ever will, and it's cool. And I'm finding that the position I'm in, I'm really, really good at. I'm organized, I'm thorough, I'm hardworking, and so I'm finding I'm able to utilize those skills to, to make the gears work a little smoother. It's really cool when my boss can come to me and say, hey, I need this project done, and just leaves me alone. He'll give me a little bit of guidance, say we need this done, and boom, I can do it. And that's a really good feeling, and I would not have that if I was still serving tables. Owning my own business was not really serving me anymore. I was working and working and working. I put everything else on the back burner, my relationship, my friends, and every other aspect of my life was on hold or on the back burner while I was creating blog posts or doing social media or doing videos or creating, something for print, or, I was always working, and I wasn't experiencing the payoff that I was expecting. And so, that really wasn't serving me. It could be that I was in the wrong field, or it could be that I didn't have the right mindset at the time to do that kind of work on my own. And so I had to make the decision on whether or not I should continue to do this or even start it back up. And at this point in my life, I'm not willing to commit to do that within that industry. There might be other opportunities in the future, but because I have decluttered that job, that not even a job, that business out of my life, I've opened up my my horizons to other opportunities. And last but not least, it is vital that we declutter our lives of toxic people. So many people come into our lives, some are fleeting, others are with our long-standing relationships. And in either case, if this is someone who is, just kind of sucks the energy right out of you, who is constantly, they're called emotional vampires. And it's because they just drain you completely, because it's nothing but negative energy. Or they're always taking and taking and taking and taking. It might be time to cut ties and declutter those people in your life who are, causing you emotional distress, causing you stress, causing you anxiety, and not really, serving you in a way. That sounds kind of selfish, but how much better would your life be if you don't have to focus all of your energy and all of your attention on that person that is not serving you, when you could be actually serving other people and actually be happy doing it? It'd free up a lot of time. I know I've had to cut ties with several people throughout my life. There have been exes in my life who just kind of drained me, And, I had to sever ties with him, and we don't talk, and I don't care. My life is better off for it. There have been, friends that I just don't talk to anymore, and I don't really have any desire to. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's what I had to do in order to better my life. And in bettering my life, I feel like I'm enriching the lives of other people. And that's what it's all about. Well, I hope you got value out of this, my friends. If you did, please make sure to subscribe and comment down below. What have you recently decluttered from your life, and what has been the result? Has it been a positive change? Or are you still missing that person or that job or that item that you have tossed away? If it was a pair of skinny jeans that you gave to Goodwill on a whim, and now nothing makes your butt look as good, I can understand that. I can totally get that. But comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. I will talk to you soon, my friends. That Life of Awesome Change series is definitely coming. I'm working out the logistics right now of how I want to release it. And I'm trying to build up an attraction to it for it, because I want to create the biggest impact that I possibly can. So I'm working on a couple of different marketing techniques and things like that, playing around to see with what works and what doesn't. I'm going to be filming a couple of the videos. This thing has mainly cleared up, but now I need a new haircut. But I'm not going to worry about the haircut. Hopefully I can throw some gel in there and zhuzh it up a bit. I don't know if I could do anything with this mess, but I've been talking about this series for long enough, and I need to do it. So that is coming, and you will be the first to know when it drops, because you are subscribed to my channel. I will talk to you soon, my friends. You have a wonderful Friday night. I'm going to hop in the shower and get some laundry going and work on some marketing stuff. So take care.